Your savings from switching to solar are primarily determined by three factors: your solar exposure, your monthly electric bill, and your federal and state incentives. The first factor is your solar exposure, or the amount of sunlight that hits your roof. The closer you are to the equator, the more solar energy your home will receive. Germany has more solar energy than any other country in the world in its electric grid, and yet it is farther from the equator than nearly every state in the continental US. So what this means is no homeowner should not go solar due to a lack of solar energy. The real issue is the amount of shade on their roof. The more direct exposure your panels have to the sun, with shade-free access, the more productive your system will be. Typically, your system will need to be unshaded for at least 70% of the day.
Second is monthly electricity consumption. The more electricity you use each month, the more money you can save by switching to solar. In California, the largest electric utilities charge for power using a tiered rate structure. So the more electricity you use each month, the higher the rate is that they charge you per kilowatt hour. For solar to see you savings, you need to be paying a certain price per kilowatt hour. If you're with one of these large utilities in California, you need to be paying at least $80 a month for solar to see you savings.
The third determinant of your savings will be your financial incentives provided to you by the government. The federal government will offset 30% of the cost of your system through the federal tax credit, and state governments and local utilities may offer further incentives to further reduce your costs. If you purchase the system outright or through a loan, you will get to utilize that 30% federal tax credit. If you pay monthly for the system through a lease or a power purchase agreement, the solar company will get to utilize that federal tax credit. See our FFC resources page to learn more about what states and local utilities are offering in your region. These three factors, your solar exposure, your monthly electricity bill, and your incentives, your government incentives, will primarily determine how much you save by switching to solar. Filling out the contact form on our webpage will allow us to put you in touch with the most experienced installers.